You're watching Shop at Home, America's second oldest television shopping network.
With the quantity there is, if you don't get in on it in the next couple of days, it'll be gone. It'll be gone. Ken Golden, the CEO of Scoreboard, are you with us?
Welcome to the Wrestling Show, emanating live from the epicenter of awesomeness here in Tampa, Florida. And I hope that over this episode and upcoming episodes that I will be able to attract you, let's say rope you in. Yeah, kind of the old P.D. Williams before the whole, little Papa Pump, and I mean we're talking Team Canada P.D. Williams. But TNA released them. From what I'm hearing, they just released them, so I'm guessing it was either a money issue or I don't know. They know something we don't, and he was, I don't know, a big backstage problem. I haven't heard that either. So I guess they needed to cut costs, but they could have fired anyone else. Matt Morgan, Cute Kip, Suicide. Oh look, I'm gonna come in the Impact Zone on a rope and pretend it's Halloween and then disappear. Well, they don't need the Sarah Palin impersonator on the payroll. We could keep going, but there's no need to. Of course, Sting is champion. The fact he doesn't do anything. He's just like, I'm here. I got a belt on me. And he has no, feuds with anyone. So even though he's, I guess, over the hill, he's, tarnishing his legacy. Because at least, I don't know, Ric Flair, even if he did get back in the ring, it wouldn't be as bad. Because he, how do I say this? He can have good standalone feuds. And he's good on the mic. Sting is, gotten away from any good mic work. And he's just like, I'm Kurt Angle's lackey. Unless they have this huge plan in making a Sting swerve, but we've already seen Sting versus Kurt Angle. Sting just needs to drop the belt, and they just need to wrap up this whole main event Mafia frontline thing at Lockdown or something. So how can poor TNA improve? I don't know. How about just do the opposite of what you're doing now? Apparently people are still hating on WWE. Now, I don't like John Cena, but like I say, he does good promos. He doesn't do bad promos. And, he's had some pretty good matches with just about everybody. Now, there's been arguments that... Uh-oh, here comes A-Train. There's been arguments that, when he wrestles Shawn Michaels, etc., that, they carried him, but believe me, no matter how good a wrestler you are, if your opponent totally sucks, it's no good. It's kind of like, what's a good example? I'm trying to think of, it's like if Edge wrestles Sabu. That's it, Sabu. Oh man, I knew I was thinking of somebody. Sabu. It's really hard to have a good match with Sabu unless the match is like a barbed wire fire death match. Because Sabu, known for botching, is, that match will be good because the point of that match is to, burn each other, barbed wire embedded in you, bleed, Heck, forget TNA and the WWE. Alright, WWE is better right now. Heck, even if you just take ECW and compare it to TNA, kind of similar time slots, whatnot. They're beating them, and I'm not gonna say they have better talent, but they utilize it, and at least some of their gimmicks are believable. Boogeyman, maybe you can go to TNA, and ECW can take P.D. Williams. Thank you. But thanks, guys. Now that you have me ranting, I can get on Sabu. Has anyone else realized, or not realized, noticed that Sabu, you ever notice when he was wrestling, he would run out, I know he's the homicidal, genocidal maniac, but he's always grumpy and cussing under his breath. What's with that? You know, do his little thingy, you know, and whatever, and then he'll just be like, oh, I gotta run to the ring to botch a move and hurt somebody. Now, we know it's wrestling and you're not supposed to, because heck, JBL, who's known to be kind of stiff and, you know, rough with the newcomers, he actually wrestles and he doesn't purposely try to hurt you. You know, same thing with like Kurt Angle and Big Show, especially when they're doing like the tough enough thing. But I mean, they should have had Sabu as an instructor, because Sabu's just like, and then it'd be like, I can't wait to watch a move. I much rather watch an Iron Sheik match. I mean, I don't know if you were trying to be like him, but at least he could actually wrestle and he had some style. You know, same thing with Bruiser Brody. Speaking of Bruiser Brody, did you know he trained The Undertaker? So yeah, Bruiser Brody, like all these guys that are supposed to be rough and tumble, Black Jack Mulligan, oof, not really Luthez, but anyway, these guys that are supposed to be like rough and tough cowboy characters, and at least they're not as stiff and botchy as Sabu. Man, I could go on for hours about Sabu. So yeah, if we look at it logically, WWE and TNA right now, the product as a whole is better. I mean, you might say, well, they get more exposure. They've been around for 60 years. Yes. Well, let's just take the last few years, you know, and compare the two. And only take one brand. You can take any brand, you know, SmackDown, ECW, but I'll just take Raw. Compare Raw with Impact over the last year and a half or something. You know, sure, they used to highlight the X Division, but that's no more. So now it's pretty much, it's like TNA was ahead of the curve somewhat, and now they've reverted back to, I'm going to say, Raw of 2002. You know, before Evolution, the Attitude Era pretty much died off a year before. No more Alliance, no more Invasion. It's just WWE, you know, they're their only game in town. So yeah, just the way WWE promotes their pay-per-views, when you have matches like Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair, the way they, you know, I guess you say the video packages they put together are good. Most everyone's a good talker, or at least a good wrestler. You know, they give people mic time, and it's just not all silly storylines. I mean, there are silly storylines, but sometimes they're silly and they're funny. But TNA, I'm going to keep watching you, and I'm going to hope for the best. Once again, we're just all here to enjoy the product, but I think you guys should go to TNA's website and start filling up their mailbox. Thank you, and I'm Daniel Block, and I approve of this episode.